Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Ladies, gentlemen, friends, foes, lurkers, regulars, GMO people, organic people.
Pharaoh, inbound. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, friends and foes, lurkers, regulars, genetically modified people, and organic people, welcome to the Boiler Room. Hope you're well out there. We are back with you. It's June the 7th, 2025. I'm your host, my call sign's Hesher. I'm Brian McLean, broadcasting live out of Central Texas tonight. It's a Saturday night Boiler Room. We weren't able to join you on Thursday night, so gathered the team here tonight so that we could check in. Some nutty things going on in the news that definitely wanted to go around the Social Rejects Roundtable with my colleagues here and discuss. We've got the epic, dramatic breakup of Trump and Musk and a massive river of dissonance that has unfolded in front of us. So, hop in the roller coaster with us here, my friends, worldwide, and watch it go down. This is going to be interesting. I was very pleased to see that Palantir has finally made the sub-mainstream B-level news circuits. It's wonderful to see everybody catching up finally. I've been kicking and screaming about Palantir since 2012, I think, 2011, 2012. I think both Ruckus and Spore probably heard me the first time I came on air, talked about it on some other show back then in the early 2010s or somewhere thereabouts. So so much material and attention on the Eye of Sauron, the machinery that makes the panopticon run, the actual lens into big data, right? Big data. What is it? What is big data? Well, nobody would understand it without a seeing stone, without a particular overlay, and with a particular AI underlying it. So people are starting to figure that out, and I'm very pleased to see that. So thank you, everybody out there in the infosphere who's been talking about this. Nobody has cared about it for the longest time, and but everybody seems to care about technocracy and surveillance and this kind of stuff. Skullduggery that goes with intelligence agencies, military, industrial complex, law enforcement, and corporate entities having access to such a tool. People complain about that a lot. They talk about that a lot. They understand that that's a violation of their civil rights. Well, in the meantime, Palantir just keeps running and just keeps getting more and more and more contracts. So big shout out to the many people in the infosphere in the last 2 weeks who have been amplifying that message. It's important for people to understand who the tech bros are, what they think about the future, how they act, what kind of contracts they're getting, and what kind of potential civil rights are being violated by these guys selling their wares. And it's more than just selling their wares now. They're invested in the government. So, of course, the Elon and Trump breakup is great fodder, great fodder to sort of maybe obfuscate the obvious rollout and massive amounts of our massive extra new amounts of our taxpayer dollars going to the PayPal mafia and those that run Palantir and Oracle, because I personally believe you can't have one without the other. Palantir would not function without Oracle, and Oracle's big databases would be a mess nobody could figure out without Palantir. And then you get the AI layer in there, and oh my gosh, we better get our friends in here. We got Bayes Lit Analyzer joining us. BLA, what up, dude? Welcome to the show.
Yo, what up? Good intro. My question is I heard this today. Tell me if this is legit or not. So it's speculated that one of the reasons for Elon and the breakup of their bromance right now is that Elon, remember when he had a black eye like a couple weeks ago? Yeah. So I don't know. This is going around that came from Stephen Miller, the White House, whatever he is.
Mm-hmm.
And, they were like, well, it was in Elon's right eye and this dude's left-handed, and it had something to do with, something with his wife, and they got into a scuffle or Miller, socked him. Have you heard that?
No, this is the first time hearing of it. So that would be the White House Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy. That would be crazy if that was what happened, man.
Yeah, Stephen Miller's the guy who when he talks, he's like, so what you don't understand is that, and he has this little twitch.
Yeah.
He's a great talker.
Yeah.
But
there's sort of an American Psycho thing under it, though.
That's right. Yeah. When I heard that, I thought, okay, this sounds so bizarre and so weird that's it's probably true. That's probably one element of this whole thing. So, well,
dude, the other the official explanation was that Elon's kid accidentally popped him in the face, and that happens to people all the time. But I don't know that I've ever seen a full black eye shiner. I got my shades on tonight, but it's not because I got a shiner. I just got new shades, so I'm just new shades goofing. But Elon looked like he took a bit of a grown up hit there to me.
Yeah, I haven't followed really any of the stuff that's happening, any of the shenanigans, but I don't know. I hear the Twitter beef is legit, is on fire, and all I've seen is clips on the Boomer News of Trump being like, we're staying out of it. I wish him well, which is interesting. It's the same thing that he said about G-Max. Speaking of which, I also heard today some weird news about Lindsey Graham. You heard about this investigation? Sort of tied in with all this stuff.
No. What's going on with Lindsey Graham?
Apparently, there's some sort of investigation happening because they said CIA, who probably would have helped him, but apparently they uncovered something about money laundering from the country in the Far East in Europe through Latvia, and it's ending up in Lindsey Graham's accounts, and that is one reason for his going so hard in support of Trump over the previous year, which was a total 180, right? So in other words, all these people are looking for pardons.
Are we talking Ukraine? Can I ask?
Yeah,
Ukraine. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That makes sense. Because Lindsey, he was one of the OGs that went over there and started working these deals. A lot of people don't remember, but in 2014, him and John McCain were over there palling around with a lot of dudes that some say are Azov Battalion related.
Yeah, there's still, I think the videos are still up on YouTube of when they made that trip. It was a big, arms deal and all that stuff. And that was really when Lindsey Graham was the acolyte, the apprentice, right, for John McCain. And what's interesting is John McCain got all that stuff. Apparently he inherited that from this guy, John Tower, who was the head of he was on the church committee, and then he headed the Iran-Contra thing. So it's just like a lineage of these things continuously happening. But anyway, I don't know. Maybe somebody in chat knows more about that stuff.
Like a passing down of the grift baton and the.
That's right.
Oh man, that's just gross. But it makes sense. Why would you? If you're Mr. Tower and you got those kind of connections and you've made it to the end of your career, well, dang, there's some art of that deal to be made for sure, right? To pass some of those pass the little black book along to the next whippersnapper John McCain.
So you're
and Lindsey
saying that I
Graham.
inherited the black book? I got some shenanigans going on over there, y'all.
Yeah. All right, let's add Mystical Pharaoh to the group here. Mystical Pharaoh, what's up? Welcome to the Boiler Room.
Hey, man. How are you guys doing?
Good, good. I see you've got 2025 U.S. reality TV show as your subheading tonight. So what do you think of the, there's been a lot of talk about Trump's history with WWE, and that's coming. Those talking points are coming back up after the breakup with Elon. What do you make of this?
I don't know, man. I think it's a show. I'm not buying it, but I like the nickname they're giving to Trump now, though. Taco.
Wait, how did he get this?
Trump always chicken out. I mean, with what he did for the tariffs and him just talking big talks and then just always walking him back out. So I don't know. I think it fits him.
All right. Well,
but I mean, it's just feels so manufactured, dude. It just
right.
Come on. It's either like we are dealing with really like someone that's just purely on drug, like as he said, like the ketamine just like wear off. That's why he just went ballistic. And then on the other side, someone, I don't know what the hell is Trump taking, or he's just unhinged child. That's the only explanation. Other than that, it's just a show.
Yeah. It's hard to figure out. Is this two man babies having a spat? Like, are they? I mean, how could the richest man in the world and the president of the United States be blind to the fact that, if they've rode each other's coattails to where they are, that and that, MAGA itself is already at a near fractured point, mostly based on Middle Eastern stuff and geopolitical stuff. But that this would fracture the quote unquote movement, right? Like this would take mainstream conservatives and the MAGA movement and further polarize and fracture them. It just seems like a public spat like that. Both these guys should have a PR person that would be like, you know what, there might be a national security interest or a party interest that we should discuss. Maybe worth keeping this private if we're not getting along.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think I know Musk got with this whole like MAGA, like, and there's people like kissing his ass because he just started making money, off him and Twitter, right? But I don't think Musk is really like someone that is trusted, deep down. My disappointment is not necessarily in Musk because he's at the end of the day, he's a billionaire. He's just protecting himself. My disappointment is in the guy that I fucking like elected him. And, he said, I'm going to release the Epstein file, and he has not released it.
Oh, there's nothing there. Didn't you hear?
And then his FBI director comes out and say, well, there is no even evidence, right? There is no videotapes.
We have the videotape showing that no videotape could exist that would make it real. Okay, Dan.
Yeah, and then right at the same time, like pedo Dorswitch come out and say, yeah, they should excuse
G-Max.
I'm like, seriously, dude? I'm like,
what a mess.
Too many coincidences, It's just too many coincidences.
Yeah, what a stupid mess. And for them to I'll put a pin in that. We'll pick this thread up after everybody gets in here. Let me get everybody else into the show. We got Adam Ruckus Clark joining us next. Ruckus, what's up? Welcome to the Boiler Room. I like that graphic. That's perfect.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm excited about this, of course. I mean, I can finally pick a side on my politics because y'all know clearly which one of these two I'm a huge fan of, right? If you all can guess which one of them. Obviously, I don't have a dog in this fight, so they could literally rip each other's heads off for all I effing care. But it's shocking that I'm like, I can't take... I literally cannot pick a side on this one. They both have their points, and I hate to say it, but as far as what the proposed narrative, the excuse about the grossness of the budget and all of that shit. I'm going to take Elon's side on that one, and that feels dirty. But it feels even dirtier to take Trump's side about half anything. To be honest, so I don't know. I'm really caught in the middle with this one, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think this is going to turn into a big deal because, as you learned, Trump always chickens out. That's what the Taco Trump stands for. I've been calling him Taco Don. So there's Taco Don.
Taco Don.
Anyways, I don't know. I've been having fun on X for a little while about it, and it's interesting that what Mystical Pharaoh just mentioned about the Dershowitz thing might not be true. The viral posts that I'd seen on X have been removed, so I need to do some research onto that. So there's that. Also, I do know that Time came out like today or yesterday, and they reported to the fact that the incendiary tweets between where'd they go, Musk and Taco Don, Musk accusing Trump of being on the list on the plane and doing the things, and that's why we didn't see it. It's been deleted. He removed it. Yeah, a lot of the other ones too. But the one that he didn't take down yet is the one that I think is the biggest problem of them all. Elon Musk unfollowed Cat Turd over this. And really? Cat Turd lost its effing mind and went on a rant. And then another prominent figure stepped forward and put his foot in his mouth among God only knows what he's been putting his things into. Peter Schiff. The gold bug guy, right? The big gold. Y'all know who Peter Schiff is. Mm-hmm. He's out there basically defending Jeffrey Epstein and the P word and all this crap. People are like, what is this guy doing? He's like saying like, well, he was attracted to slightly underage girl. When I was in my 20s, I did stuff with underage girls. They were 16 and 17. That's different than being the P word. And he kept doubling down, and he's just getting skewered, man. So it's been very interesting to witness the fallout of this on X, which is, I think all of this was planned because y'all know me. For the longest time, I've been wondering how, when, and by that I mean what's the narrative, what's the excuse they're going to use for them to just throw all these people under the bus that they relied on X, the cat turds and these big blue checkmark people. Now it's like freaking civil war in there. So, but maybe we'll get into all of that a little bit. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. This is very interesting to watch this happen. You know, there's a whole bunch of people that were giving Elon a pass and a whole bunch of people that were giving Trump a pass because they had kind of a favorite. They did have a dog in the fight. And for those particular folks, once they came together, they were like a Voltron, you know, and now it's like, what do I do? Do I go with the arms or the legs? I don't know what to do. Pamela Drew points out Larry Johnson has been reporting Lindsey Graham's kickbacks with Ukraine. That's right. There was a really good interview with Larry on Judge Knapp's show. Highly recommend that one. I thought that was enlightening. Judge Knapp continues to be pretty cool most of the time. Let's see here. Thank you, Creative Accidents, for that comment. Also, Hesher, remember when you guys were talking technocracy in 2016 with Patrick on Sunday Wire? Yep, sure do. It's great to see everybody in the chats. Thank you for joining us. Let's bring in the one, the only, very lovely, my co-host, lovely Spore, to the show. Spore, what's up? Welcome to the Boiler Room. Spore, oh, there you are. She's in the room now. How's it going?
Good. I just wanted to show my gold glasses.
Oh, you want to get out on the new shades goofing?
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Okay. All right. Spore will be with us in 1 minute here. Let me get the icebreaker screen up and ready to go. Yeah, this is gonna be a fun icebreaker that Spore's got set up for us. Actually, I think we're gonna give a award out to the coolest candy company in the planet right now. I don't know. Some people are probably gonna be upset, but I don't care. So, Spore, go ahead and unmute whenever you want. There's a chance Mark Anderson is going to join us tonight, you guys, but I don't know. He's been going pretty hard, so he may opt to bug out tonight.
He's been sending a bunch of doppelgangers, though, so I don't trust it.
That's the thing. Mark Anderson may not show, but Rex Cars might show up. Hey, Spore.
Hey, okay, so I just want to give special mention to two articles that made Hesher and I laugh. They were
Okay,
from,
these were almost icebreakers, right?
yeah,
Honorable meltings.
yeah, and we don't need to like discuss these. I know there's like a lot of things going on in the news right now, and so I'm gonna just kind of shoot off this information and invite everybody to our Discord to see the icebreaker suggestion channel because there's some funny shit in there that we don't get to. And these are two things that were from 2014 and 2019 that I obviously didn't get to. So thank you, Kavi, for putting those in our suggestions. I found them quite amusing. So the first one is about a Scotland man who deliberately farted at the police multiple times during a strip search and said, how do you like that? And he pleaded guilty to having a little bit of cannabis on his person or the car he was in. And he was resisting arrest and he pled guilty to purposely farting at the cops while his ass was out.
Was this during the cavity search segment? Do we know?
Was this in the city of Glasgow?
Good one, Baze. It was actually Aberdeen, Scotland. But you know, for some reason, like I just like that. It seems very Scottish, like, like really like sassy and like you're gonna arrest me for a little bit of weed. I'm gonna fart in your face while you're trying to look at my butthole.
I don't know. Something about this one stinks.
No. Big time. Okay, so the other one was man turns himself in after murdering his imaginary friend. So this guy turned himself into the police and demanded the death penalty after he killed his imaginary friend called Mr. Happy. Mr. Happy was apparently very messy and left his vodka bottles and cocaine wrappers all over his apartment. They found these things when they did the search. They got a warrant for a search. They found all these things out, and apparently this is why this man killed his imaginary friend, Mr. Happy. He had a terrible drug and alcohol problem and was very messy about it. Oh, he also peed standing up while the seat was down.
With the seat down? How rude.
Yeah.
Well, this guy, I hope Jeff Gaylord back in 2015 received the help that he needed. He seems like a really nice guy to me. I mean, he killed his imaginary best friend and he felt terrible about it. So, I mean, he shows signs of, having great remorse. And that is a sad thing, especially if you're that age.
I mean,
and you still have an imaginary friend.
He's crying in it.
Yeah. I mean,
he lost his best friend and he killed him.
Yeah, and they were cool. His best friend was cool. Check this part out.
He was the best friend forever, actually.
Yeah,
it was a BFF.
And I mean, I can relate. Check this out. We'd go dancing, play on the children's park equipment. Both huge fans of doom metal. Yeah. Listen to it for hours with the lights off. I mean, he sounds cool.
Sad story, right?
Yeah.
We laugh now, but pretty soon in the near future, there will be headlines similar to this that do not involve drugs, but rather the fact that they unplugged or ended or deleted their AI best friend.
No kidding. No kidding, Ruckus. I don't doubt that at all.
Oh man. Yeah, like or had a car crash and their Atlas robot with their AI module was in the passenger seat and was unrecoverable.
Involuntary robot slaughter.
Yeah. Robot fritzes and jumps off a bridge. I mean, all the humanity.
Yeah. All right. So, and the current icebreaker was brought by Funk. So you guys know the candy Haribo? It's like in all gas stations, probably most grocery stores too. I think it's like a Mexican candy. I mean, like made from Mexico. And I think some of them are quite delicious if you're willing to eat, garbage, gas station food, and food dyes and things like that. Well, apparently a batch of their Happy Cola flavor had cannabis in it
Yeah.
in the Netherlands. And a whole family like ate a bunch of these sugar-coated fake Coke bottle candies and got sick, and there was an investigation that ensued, and turned out that there was cannabis in the candy for the kids, but they
Yeah.
have no idea how it got there. So I don't know.
Got sick. Okay, air quotes sick. You mean they got high?
Well, they got happy and wanted more. I don't know.
Where did they buy it from?
It didn't say. But I mean, my guess is the only place I've really like seen these like prevalent is gas stations. Have you seen Haribo?
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it in stores and stuff.
They're kind of everywhere.
So did they
Haribo, more like Haribo.
So was the whole patch, or
Yeah,
just
it was.
like
Well, it was that whole batch, but like it's like, I mean, the article is so like not saying whether they know if it was just that batch, but they've only found this instant in that batch, but they sell this thing all over the world. So I don't know
So we should go get some Haribos. Is that what you're saying to me, Spore?
if that's what you want to do with your time.
It's like finding the golden ticket.
It might be 2 blocks away from you. A $3 package of gummies might be like a $20 pack if it was sold from another store.
Yeah.
Like why? I don't know. This is so bizarre to me. Like there was, I don't know, just even like recalls in general are over the board. Like beef sticks, all sorts of things are being recalled. I saw some like other type of candy being recalled recently. Like, how is there like FDA approvals on all these things, but like no insurance, like insurance that people are buying what they expect to be buying?
I mean, I don't know, man. It's kind of scary. They say the authorities added that the cannabis ended up in the sweets. How it ended up in the sweets is unknown. Police are investigating further. So they don't know. They don't know. I would say that an employee there must have just been stirring the vat and gone, you know what, man?
Yep.
I'm going to do someone a favor, man. Just
Yeah,
dump
but
it.
some
that's
kids
like
high?
so weird. Like, why would anybody waste their stash if they appreciated it? And then also, like, why would they waste it on like what would likely be eaten by children?
Yeah,
You know?
I joke around, but that's not cool. Like putting stuff somewhere where kids might get it.
I saw the most disturbing thing I think I've possibly seen in my entire life. I caught it on my YouTube feed. Thank you, YouTube. I don't know what's wrong with my freaking algorithm, but you'll see why I'm bringing this up. You really don't know what you're picking up off that shelf. I saw this guy collect a bunch of previously chewed ABC gum, previously chewed wads of gum.
Already been chewed.
Yes, and then pounded it all together into one big wad and did some scientific-y stuff to it. Basically melted it down, recubed it, made it into a new, fresh-looking piece of gum, and then recreated using like printing software and everything, the wrapper, and then put it into a real, like he had purchased a real, so he put it with the real gum inside the real wrapper and just put it right back onto the shelf at a store somewhere at random.
Okay, gross.
So I mean, there's all sorts of insane. I mean, because the level of detail that these sick weirdos can do now can make you have no effing clue when you go out there. So I wouldn't fuck with any of that shit, to be honest.
Yeah, dude. Think twice. All right. Yeah, Jason knows what's up. Conan, an electric wizard, while whizzing all over a closed toilet in the dark. Yeah, that pretty much that sums up that one. I'm glad Cavi brought those out, dug them out from the past for us. Spore. They're just such good headlines. I'm embarrassed that we didn't catch them when they were fresh.
I know. I've been lacking at my job apparently, so I apologize for that, and I appreciate Cavi for keeping us. I really do want to do like a little separate show at some point, or it's just even like 10-15 minutes of like things we've missed over the last, especially 5 years, because it's just been so weird.
Yeah, icebreakers just got so dumb over the last 5 years when they all became normal. Bubscat says Haribo is from Germany. All right, Germany. There you go. And
Oh, okay.
Technor says Haribo is Chinese for horrible.
Oh, I also loved after I read the icebreaker from Kavi about the guy, that the Scottish man that was farting directly. Oh, he actually said, I'm farting in your direction. It was like the
Your general direction?
yeah, yeah. It was like something like that. But yeah, I really appreciate those being put there, and the thing that Photon put after that was fart crime. I feel like I would love that to be like a hashtag that got trending, fart crimes. Oh, which I will say one more thing, because Hesher just showed me this thing like last week, and it's girls farting into empty vessels such as jugs, pots, like on skateboards. It's like a TikTok trend, and it is effing hilarious.
I'm glad you liked that, Spore.
I love it.
Tell you what, should we just share that instead of describing it? Maybe we should share it.
Maybe not the whole thing. I mean, it's kind of long, but I think people will get the gist, and it's pretty entertaining.
All right. You've convinced me.
I'm gonna fart in this pot, see what sound it makes. I'm gonna fart in this vase to see what it sounds like! Holy fucking shit.
Oh, wait, no. This one's, you gotta see this one first. The timing.
That girl said her spit on that thing. That's boring. I'm farting on it. Exactly. Speak to him too.
Ugh.
So
We
Infidel,
discovered classic fart jokes. Congratulations, kids. You've come
Yeah.
full circle.
I know.
yeah,
I'm
we're
like,
back.
what is this?
We are back. Yeah, it just gets worse. It goes
Dude,
on.
what
for
happened?
Like,
What happened to girls, man? Girls they were did not want to be seen farting,
Feminine?
and were ashamed from farting and doing like, where are we now? This used to be boy shit.
right? Not anymore, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna start farting too. Never did that, but now it seems cool and funny.
Well, the sad thing is these chicks probably all have monetized TikTok accounts and are literally making money on, timing their
Probably.
farts. And we're sitting here trying to, decode propaganda and, unlock secret societies and warn everybody about cults and technocracy and stuff. It's like we could literally just be farting in jars for money, probably.
So that's what this has come to.
Maybe. Like, if we want to continue in this business, do we have to make AI girls that fart on skateboards into vases?
That was my
That was
idea.
my next question was, how do we recreate this using AI?
Yeah, Spore's already on it, man.
I'm on it, man. So let it be known here.
The other thing is I can't help but think these thoughts, and since I'm here, I might as well vocalize them. That's what you came here for, right? Or what I came here for. Who knows? Maybe it's both. Infidel makes an excellent point. It is 2025, and I suppose we cannot assume we know much about their gender nor their biological makeup. So how do we know that they are actual, to goodness, real girls the way that we know them? Because they seem to be behaving in a manner that, would be attributed to boys. And we do live in a world where boys can look exactly like those girls in this video. Just saying.
So what does it matter?
Artificial intelligence.
Well, it matters if you're a heterosexual male trying to pick up one of them. We'll just leave it there. How about that?
I mean, like, what?
But
If
but
you're
but
trying to
how
pick
many
up a fart girl, then
many?
that
Yeah, I was
that
going to
might be a
say.
problem in the first
Yeah,
place.
yeah.
So
Thank you for pointing out the obvious. So if you're attracted to that in the first place, who knows what you're into?
My algorithm is forever hosed on that app now, by the way. I'll never be able to look at it again.
The next viral TikTok challenge, they're all going to be like, "Look, you can make it look like your thumb is coming off."
Yeah. Took a bullet for everybody there. My algorithm is now toast. I'm gonna have to make a new account, start over, and get throttled when I get 100 followers again. All right. Well, thanks, Spore. That was a fun romp there. Anybody have any final thoughts about any of those before we move on here? Going once, going twice.
No.
Yeah. What more can you say? What more can you say? This is
No,
where we're
there's
at.
nothing more to say.
I think that's where we're at. I mean,
well, I
pretty
would
much-
like to say one thing before you move on, not about the subject, but about the Elon Trump thing, and I think that it's staged personally. Like I these people are so deep into everything politics. They have managers, everything like that. Like I think that they know that like bad press is always good press too. And I don't know what the angle is on it, but there's no way that they're having just like this public dispute without having had like conversations with their lawyers and things like that first.
Understandable viewpoints.
I got
For
the angle. The angle is this is 33D chess.
Yeah.
Because then this will force this makes the leftoids want to declassify the Jeff Stein McEffery files in order to expose Trump. So this is a way to get the files out without having to get them out. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
And have both sides, have equal access to, the ability to call for redactions.
There's also the political party thing.
Yeah.
So Musk was saying we need a new political party that represents all the high 80s or 90% or whatever he said of the real people who are actually sick and tired of both parties. So I'm like, this could just be one of the easiest, simplest Hegelian dialectic kind of thing. And Musk possibly starts his own party, and if he does, he'll name it the X Party, obviously, and then he'll run for president under that ticket. That's what I think. I think he is setting himself up, Musk, for political purposes in the near future. So that's one angle to seriously consider.
He's not a U.S. citizen.
Well, that didn't stop Obama. I know. I said it.
Well, at least Obama, they tried to fake it,
Yeah, at least he
could start a new party, and somebody like him or who was born in the country could run under this new ticket with him and the same people behind the scenes. So again, right now, the techno bros are in control of the current administration. Whatever the next administration looks like will be a continuation of that, but I don't think they're going to be able to extend that in the classic traditional Democratic Party. And I think they're going to be hard-pressed to maintain that in the state of affairs the Republican Party is. So I'm making the early prediction. I think there will be a new party. I don't know what they're going to call it. They won't be on the face technocratic, but that will be the behind-the-scenes ultimate goal and the people that we see behind the scenes of this new political party. And it might even be built upon the impetus and led by this douchebag right here. You never know.
At least with Obama, they went to the lengths of making him a fake story and stealing a dead guy's social security number. They really, went for it on that one. And let's not forget, Trump was involved in that too. He was one of the big backers of the whole birther thing, which is like way in the rearview mirror now for most people. And it seemed somewhat out of place at the time, but now it makes perfect sense.
Guys,
yeah, go ahead, Infidel.
I'm seeing The Purge and the start of the new founding fathers are going to come out now.
Yeah.
Great.
Great.
Well, that's if you saw the Purge, the beginning, right? That's basically how the movie starts. Was basically like both parties failed everybody, right? And that whole new things emerged, and here we are.
Yeah. So we've been saying on this show for years that one day, when the boomer generation is no longer a primary voting bloc, it's going to change. And This is what that change looks like. And that's one of the reasons why Peter Thiel groomed JD Vance to be in the position that he's in. And that's one of the reasons JD Vance is in the position that he's in as young as he is. It's not because of his book, it's not because of his background more than anything, it's because of Peter Thiel and others in the PayPal mafia that groomed him and financially supported him. So, and Trump being such a hated character, you know, his story's not over. We've got at least 3 more years to figure out what that's going to look like in total. Who knows? You know, there may still be plots against him, threats against him, or stagecraft to be predicted against him. Does he know anything about it or not? We don't know. It's an unknown, but man, the narrative is so thick and so good right now for the mainstream media consumers. Holy crap. There's something for everyone. Like no matter what your bent is and your bias is, like your you know, that confirmation bias that you require is available for you right now. It's absolutely bananas to see where we're at. And again, it seems like if everything's taken at face value, it seems reckless of Trump and Elon to, you know, throw a turd in the punch bowl for an already splintered party that's splintered, let's face it, over what's going on in the Middle East mostly, and, you know, Jeffrey McEpstein and a few other things. But that Middle East factor has really provided a wedge. I don't want to say driven a wedge, it's provided one, because I think that the whole conversation is being allowed and encouraged in a sick, twisted, between the lines sort of way. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Spore, here's one Spore did catch. Twitch Star in 2018. Twitch Star, whatever that is now selling $1,000 fart jars and her bathwater. We did catch this one. You would find that in a deep, dank, dark boiler room archive. Spore, you remember that one?
Yeah, I sure do. I mean, I wanted to learn how to fart back then and start selling them because she was making quite a bit of money off of that. I don't remember what year that was. Do you?
2018. This was no 2022. I think we might have caught this before 2022. I feel like we caught this in the 20 teens, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, but she might have grown her business.
Well, I mean, you just outsource, right? I mean, the next move in that business, once it's successful, is to get yourself some girls in India or some dudes in India to fart in jars and fill bathwater into mason jars and send them
Oh
for
yeah,
you.
you could definitely
Big
outsource
business in
it.
Japan.
Yeah.
There you go. And then also, I mean, there's also even if you just ask ChatGPT what will make me fart, it will give you a nice combination of foods that will produce these gaseous atomic bombs.
Well,
that
she
could
made a
wake
small
people up in
business,
the
you
night.
know. It was a successful startup.
It is AI proof. The bots aren't going to be replacing them anytime soon, and until they learn how to fart.
Yeah.
She'll be involved in Musk's new political party.
But okay, so here's the big question: how do we figure out which ones are real farts and not real farts?
We can't from that Instagram video. I can tell you that. I think some of those.
I know.
I
mean, I just I think there could be some AI going on those, you know, like some sound effects, things like that. Like, I maybe that should be my like focus of study right now is how to define which is a real fart and which is not.
Yeah, we need the false fart flag detector.
False
Yeah.
fart flag. Hashtag that shit. That shark.
Yeah. Elon and Musk, what are you guys doing? Like, what is this fresh hell you guys have served up to us? So that did I hear you correctly, Baze? You said that Elon removed the X post about Epstein.
I think that was Ruckus said
Ruckus,
that.
did I
I
hear
don't
you
know.
correct? Who
That's
said
what
Did
that?
he also?
Time,
I think he
Time
also
magazine
unfollowed Stephen
reported
Miller.
that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Time Magazine. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if when Elon Musk unfollows someone, if he still has to see them in his feed all the time, or if he's the only person on the platform that when you unfollow him, you still see him at the top of your feed no matter what you do. Does it work that way for him too? I'm just curious.
He has the highest level of the premium program, Hesher. So no.
Yeah. Yeah. Ultimate plus account. Right. So Black Mirror. It's also Black Mirror.
It's the Mars badge.
Mars badge. Well, guys, this is all natural. This is all real. This is all above board. And Elon's just doing this because he needs to focus on getting us to Mars. Like that's really important, you guys.
That
So
was the other part too. This was kind of funny. Is he was threatening to decommission the Dragon spacecraft, and this is absolutely true. So this really happened. So a random, just a literal like no follower account like had 17 followers. He's got a lot more now. Just some random dude. So how the f does Elon Musk find these things? Just random dude making a random comment on this grand discussion and bickering that's going on X, and Elon Musk picks one out at random, some seemingly, and it's just this guy who's all like, "Oh, this would be terrible for space exploration. Don't do it, Elon Musk." And Elon Musk replies, "You're right. I'm not going to decommission." He just replies to this one random guy's freaking tweet, and he's like, "I changed my mind." Oh, because you saw this one random X post from this guy who's all, "Please don't do it." Come on, get out of here with this bullshit. This is all staged.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think there is a post. It was such a vanilla post. It's like someone like almost like a boomer like responding like, "You guys cannot do that to each other," or something like that. It's like, "Oh yeah, you're right. I'm not gonna do that."
like total playground rules or something. Like a
Yeah,
Dad,
it's
stop
like a post written
fighting.
by an 80-year-old lady or something like that. Sounded like it.
I don't know, man. I don't know. This is not the clown show I signed up for, Baze. This is getting too weird here.
Yeah, it really is wild. I mean, I thought the cover was going to be that Tesla was dropping so much that was his reason. But I feel like you could see this all coming. Just like look at the body language from the very beginning of this thing. Whenever they were together in rooms and all of the weird stuff with having his son in there, and is up on stage and he was jumping up and down and all that stuff. It just seemed like this was sort of inevitable or part of the whoever wrote the script for this thing. But I don't know what the end game is. I think it's interesting that one of the things that comes out of this is that you see that like the left people lie to your face, but like at least they're consistent in it, and they all like lie together. This is like how bad things are. They all lie together. But the people on the other side, like with Cash App, PayPal running cover right now, like in his Joe Rogan appearance and in all these appearances, it's like they're so bad at it. So what's the end game? I mean, he did like 3 hours on Rogan just about Jeff Stein, and every single question and every single answer was just like overt, double tongued, double speak.
Yeah,
But
I
I guess
feel bad for Bongino and Cash almost at this point. Like they just look sad when they try to run the cover on this one.
Yeah, it's weird because I felt the same thing. It's really weird, like the amount of sympathy you have when you see these people doing this thing, and they just totally 180. And it's like, but it's also a weird vindication. This isn't really gray, but it's like a weird vindication for, I guess, all of us who are like, yeah, this is, of course, this happened. Of course, the momentum happened, and then it, all gets. It all gets fragmented, and they start, the topic becomes like the congressional quagmire, and then various issues, and then there's a big blow up, and then something, and then it's just the same thing every single time. And then the bill,
The big beautiful one.
Yeah,
dude.
If you took this at face value, you would be like, okay, well, if this was all real, you'd go, okay, well, Elon, was stifled in his Doge stuff, and then he saw the bill, and then saw that it was more of the same, so he left, and now they're having a beef. But I just can't. I mean, who even thinks that?
I don't know, man. I don't know who this script is written for, or why this is allowed to happen by people like that. Bubs says, we're entering the golden age of irrelevancy. Nothing tangible unless in your face. Trust destroyed and irredeemable. Yep.
Shows you the power of the swamp, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah. So Ruckus, are you able to summarize like some of the highlights here of the blow up between Trump and Elon? Do you have that in your gray matter? Because I think I would screw it up.
Yeah, no, it all started out with him just Musk verbally complaining, issuing how disappointed he was with Trump's decision to, it didn't even start with Trump, although of course it's led by Trump, but he was angry that he didn't even name them, but obviously Congress, they're about to pass this, get rid of the debt ceiling and this massive, gross, bloated spending bill. And so he felt betrayed, Musk did, after all the work that he did with his Department of Government Efficiency trying to cut waste, which was a failure anyways. That's a story for another day. But yeah, so it was the beef about this big, beautiful bill thing. And next thing you know, I think the one who fired the first shot was Musk. And he was just throwing pot shots left and right. Trump was like defending himself. And then next thing you know, Musk is like threatening with the Jeffstein stuff. He's all, that's why. I think that's what pushed it over the edge. And the next thing you know, Trump cut him off and said, you're no longer welcome here. You're not part of the team. Bad on you. Yada yada yada. So that's where it began. But Trump responded to the childish tweet with a childish tweet of his own, or truth post, and that's where he accused Elon of using ketamine, as if that was anything new, as if the Epstein thing was anything new. As if any of this was new, except for who it was coming from, and the fact that they had been developing this budding bromance, this relationship for so long, which you must admit the crazy quote unquote far left media was on top of this from the beginning. I even included this in some of my daily Ruckus reports, if you recall. There was who's the one guy does the Stephen Colbert, I think in particular. All the late show guys were all like, yo, this is not going to last, this relationship between these two people, because of their egos. And yeah, that's what we all kind of assumed from the beginning, but it seemed to be working until it suddenly stopped working. So we have to determine, I guess, do we really have to? Was it all planned? Yeah, it probably was. I don't know. But again, he deleted the most incendiary posts, but the ones that he deleted that they're trying to like memory hole all have to do with Epstein. So again, you have to wonder who or what country and group and people and things are, I don't know, there's a lot going on behind the scenes here. So, I'm not gonna, just put my dick out there and say it, but it seems like there are outside influences already involved in this whole shenanigans. So we'll see.
Yeah. So Baze, there you go. Quick update for you and anybody who may have missed the Twitter spat this week. Thanks, Ruckus. I was watching it, but not in a very good chronological order. I was just trying to catch up once or twice a day, and it's just like Spore told me about it that morning, and I was like, "What? They're feuding on X? Like that's probably not a good thing, And then I started seeing the links you guys were dropping, and I was like, "Oh my gosh."
And we've seen the pictures and the videos of Trump with Jeff Stein for years. But Elon's in the pictures too with G-Max. And didn't his dad or his stepdad know him when he set up with his wife or something through Epstein? He's got some other connection with him.
There's a whole bunch of connections. Actually, our friend Johnny Vedmore has done a really good job of documenting that on his show. Whitney Webb obviously has done a lot of work on that, and she's the one that's getting referenced a lot on some of the more mainstream podcasts. I'd love to see Johnny get a nod. I'd love to see one of them on some of these bigger shows. Same with Jay Dyer. I've been kind of retweeting Jay, trying to get him on Pat Bet David's show. Jay's been on fire lately. He was on Hodge Twins. He was on whatever, which was quite funny.
He was on Piers Morgan the other night, and Rogan had Shane Gillis on, who was talking about Sam Hyde, and they were showing clips of the show, which is written by Jay.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So Maybe that'll happen soon. That would be awesome. We're pushing for it.
Oh yeah.
Love to see that. I thought he did a great job with the Hodge twins. You know, he was really able to take some concepts and break them down for them in a way they related to. So that was pretty big. I thought that was so big shout out to Jay and Jamie. We'll have to get them on soon.
Before I get to forget, there was one other weird piece to this propaganda puzzle with this psyop fight between these two. I forgot what it was that Trump's response. He did not come out right away with the ketamine. I'm going to correct myself. The official reason coming from Trump why Elon flew off the handle the way he did is because Trump, and he takes full credit for this, he said that he told Elon he wasn't going to get his way with wanting his EV mandates to help bolster his company. So just a little extra piece of that whole climate change. So more of this divisive, separating the pack again, right?
Yeah, but then Musk tweeted like, you remember when Trump had the White House event with the Teslas outside of it back in March?
Yeah,
and he actually, in that when they were asking him, is like, oh, I canceled the EV mandate, and Musk never really pushed me for anything. So it's like, oh, Donald, did you forget that? I don't know, man. It just
yeah. Do you think
the whole thing just weird?
Do you think Pharaoh? Do you think Donald Trump's Tesla is going to be for sale? He was given a Tesla recently. I mean, hey, we'll take it over here at ACR, Mr. Trump, if you want to get rid of that thing. Because
There you go.
and what happens to all the liberals now who sold their Teslas and decided they hated Tesla? And now, if Elon's back on the I hate Trump team, are they back? Are Tesla's back on the menu for
Well,
our
here is the
progressive
thing:
friend?
they can go. Conservative are gonna sell their Teslas, so liberals can buy it from them.
What a flip flop! What a flip flop! I mean, the value of that Tesla must be going down and down as they switch parties. Forgive me.
Trump said
There's
he's going to
that
pull the
theory,
SpaceX
too.
contracts.
He
Well,
can
that's
do
yeah.
this.
He threatens that. He changed his
cannot do
mind.
that.
That's
He
when
cannot
Elon
do that.
said he was going to decommission Dragon, and he changed his mind. So they're all good there. They smoothed out the space thing because we all know how important that is.
They can't. But here is the thing, though. Like, here you go. The U.S. government basically is controlled by Elon Musk because he controls basically all our space launches right now. Like, what do you say about that?
Give that to me one more time. My dog's barking.
So, like we cannot do much really with Elon Musk right now because we basically the only way that we're able to go to space right now is through SpaceX.
Oh well, there's that. There's the ongoing. That's one of the
So
weirdest.
he has
things.
full monopoly.
Yeah.
Over that.
Yeah, like he's what the military would call, and the DOJ and NASA and the Pentagon would call mission critical. He's a mission critical person. He has to be. He's got secret clearances. He's got access to, Vandenberg, all these different Air Force bases. He's working with NASA at the highest levels. I mean, it just makes no sense. And none of that changes like throughout the whole arc of Elon's story, the whole Elon narrative, like all these changes, he voted for we figure he probably voted for Obama. He voted for Biden, didn't vote for Trump the first time, full on Green New Deal type of guy, buys Twitter, buys access, starts putting $40 million a week in Trump's pocket, buys access to the White House, basically, along with all the other tech bros. And, Ruckus, you have a point there about Musk, and Pharaoh, you do too. Just if Musk can't be president, well, guess what? Larry Ellison could, Peter Thiel could. We've got a long list of nasty technocrats who have said some crazy anti-American things and continue to do so. They do not like
Palmer
freedom.
Luckey. I vote for him. Just kidding.
There you go. But there's a smorgasbord of these guys that could be riding on Elon's money, and all these companies bringing in these $500 billion deals too. Like, what does that mean in the future? What does it mean to have Apple and Hyundai and VW and all these companies investing, $500 billion chunks into the country, knowing, that this is all Trump's, allegedly this is all Trump's art of the deal that they're playing into, but knowing that he's only here for another 3 years and it's, supposedly unknowable which party's going to be in power, next time around. I don't know, man. It all feels very planned out.
Archetypal Bond villain, or like the movie Network. Remember Network? Right?
Yeah.
The climax of Network is the guy giving the big speech about there are no political parties, there's just corporations and brand names and these groups. And it's like Elon's just Hugo Drax, or what's that movie Tomorrow Never Knows? Remember the guy who's the media tycoon? It's just whatever serves his interest at the time, I guess.
Yeah, that was my
And
point. I kind of lost my trail
yeah.
there. Thank you. But like whatever serves him, and
Mhm.
and whatever builds that brand around him too. That's the other thing. There is some serious PR, and we've been pointing this out for 2 years. We've been pointing this out since midterms, and we started to see Tulsi Gabbard change and people leave parties and all that. There's massive rebranding going on of people that are going to be in politics for another 10 or 20 or 30 years, God forbid. Because most of the people right now are not going to be there in another 10 or 20 years. And that's when this third party could come into play. And it will definitely be Mark Zuckerberg for president. Elon Musk, he may not be eligible for president, but he could sure as heck be Secretary of State or Secretary of Defense or something like that. Secretary of AI. They're going to create a whole department for that. They already have in the background. So, that really
Well,
does feel like where this is headed.
well, so that's why, like, they that what they put in that BBB, right? Basically, that clause about the AI, that no state can take any actions to. Oh man, I'm trying to remember the exact language. No states are able to take any actions to regulate AI for 10 years.
Yeah, why would they put that in the stupid bill?
Well, because basically what they are doing right now is Trump is handing over the entire government, as you say, to Palantir and like Oracle and OpenAI. That's what's happening, and they want full control and monopoly, and they don't want anybody to be in their way.
It's like what they did with the vaccine makers.
Yeah. But I don't think these guys want to run for these guys don't need to run for presidents. As a matter of fact, putting them being in office is not advantage for them. These guys play behind the scene. They are stronger than presidents. Like what does Trump has to? He's controlled right now by them.
And they make presidents. I mean, they showed us
They
in
make
this last election that those people, along with like Miriam Adelson and other, investors, campaign investors, they make a president. Like he, had all the funds that he needed to do anything that he needed. And not that Joe Biden, Kamala Harris didn't make it super simple for him. Talk about being set up to win.
I mean, as you said, like Thiel made Vance.
Yep.
From the very beginning, and he made millions of him, and he put him in place. I didn't realize that he changed his name twice.
Yeah, he's had different names.
He's not even Scottish, and his book is saying he's Scottish. So there is a lot of shady stuff about Vance.
Yeah, narratives around all these guys.
I covered his book. Remember, it was like a year and a half ago.
Yeah,
it was weird.
Yeah,
I think he is Scots Irish. I mean, that doesn't really have anything to do with it. I mean, but yeah, he did change his name a couple of times. He was a Marine vet. I think he was in correspondence when he was in there. He was in tech. So yeah, I mean, but yeah, another Peter Thiel creation, like Zuckerberg.
But he's Scottish, so I mean, might have violently farted at some people. Just saying.
Those Scots, they're rambunctious. Yeah. Well, I mean, even if like it wouldn't, let's say it's not advantageous for a Larry Ellison to run for president. That's what that party's going to look like. You know what I mean? They're already a lot of these guys are already getting close to retirement ages anyways. Uh and they're certainly reached financial escape velocity a long time ago, but they're definitely going to be string pullers. We know that because they have been and continue to go to the CFR meetings, to the Davos meetings. They're read in on whatever the plan is for AI, whatever the plan is for, you know, further events, further black swan events. I guess I'll put it that way, because these guys are always ahead of the curve. They know what, they know they're going to make money. They know what's going to happen, and they know how to profit from it, and they know how to gain power from it. So even if they're fronting a party, backing a party, it's that's what it's going to look like if there's a third party. That's for sure. Because the Republican Party is not a good fit for the youth. All right, for Gen X and below. Sorry, the crusty old Republican Party, MAGA is sort of its last chance. I'd look like Spore and others in the Discord are saying I look like I'm wearing the MAGA hat tonight, like I'm wearing it Flavor Flav style or something here. So thanks, Ruckus, for that. That's a little bit of extra flair I got going for myself here. Oh, Bay's got a book recommendation for us. We love that. What do you got?
Yeah, this is a book I read. This was in the fall, and it's called Dark Quadrant, and it's called Dark Quadrant: Organized Crime, Big Business, and the Corruption of American Democracy from Truman to Trump. And this was written before the current administration started, and it was published in 2021. But it discusses Trump's ties to organized crime and things in Russia and Ukraine. A lot of stuff that we already figured out, but it goes pretty thoroughly into some of his early business contracts and, of course, his relationship with Roy Cohn and how that sort of set the stage for the Machiavellian machinations. But it really discusses this lineage with all the post-war presidents and how they've carried on this sort of thing that we were talking about earlier, especially with LBJ, people like LBJ who were just rife with all of these ties to people in nefarious means. So it's an interesting book if you're looking for some more insight into the current thing happening.
Nice one. All right.
Dark
good one.
Quadrant.
Dark Quadrant. I'll try to get that on the show notes so people can find it easily. Always love the book recommendations. And when Based gives one, he has it. It's within arm's reach. That's the best part of the Analyzer book list. Like we get to see the cover and hear what it's all about. Yeah, let's see here. What else? Shout out to Creative Accidents who just supported the show. Thank you, Creative Accidents. You are a superhero to us. If you want to support us, we got all those links on our website. We don't have a support link up there for Baselit Analyzer yet, but we will because we're going to be carving out a whole segment of the website to support you and your work. We're looking forward to that. Talked with Ruckus about that earlier today. Spore, Ruckus, and I chatted about it, and we're super excited to get your material up there. And thanks, man, for letting us curate what you do and help promote.
Thank you, guys. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, leveling up, good times, and also, big things happening in a few months. Hopefully, I won't say in case anybody, in case that's the thing.
Yeah,
But I look forward to it. I think we're going to get a chance. We're going to have a little meetup.
I hope so, man.
Sweet.
I hope so. We are working towards it. We want to have our annual meetup this year, and really hoping you can join us. And travel and time and money this year is definitely a thing for all of us. We're trying to figure out. But if you're new over here, we get together with our friends at 21 Wire and some of our other colleagues out there in the information sphere. Try to do it once a year. It's supposed to be annual. We get cut off by life events and COVID events and stuff like that every now and again. But we're looking forward to doing that this year, hoping that's going to work out. We're working on that in the background. And if you want to throw some support, Alternate Current Radio's way, there's a link in the description below if you're watching on one of the video feeds. And otherwise, you can always find us at alternatecurrentradio.com. We got all our support links up there. You can buy Ruckus coffee. You can buy mugs and T-shirts and all kind of other stuff up there. Drop stuff in the swear jar. and all that good stuff. So we certainly appreciate that. And if you can't do that, that's totally cool. But you can certainly hit the like button and the subscribe button if you haven't done that yet. We would appreciate that also. And write Rockfin an email and tell them you want Boiler Room back on the air. Let's get a little email bomb going to Rockfin. We want to get back on over there. All right. Let's see. What else is going on, you guys? Go ahead, Infidel.
No, I was gonna ask did you guys hear about the LA riots?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's talk about that. So, I just heard about it.
Wait, what year is this?
Right before the show. Yeah. Right. Apparently, this is pretty breaking. I hadn't heard about it yet. So let me put an article on screen
Flashback.
here. Yeah. Really. Did Rodney
Rooftop Koreans?
Was there a problem with Rodney King? I mean. JTM says, I'm at Spore once. What up, JTM? Good to see you, man. Let's see here. So share this one and boom, here we go. Breaking. Borders are Tom Homan says, we are going to bring National Guard in tonight to Los Angeles. So he said this evening that the Trump administration is bringing the National Guard into Los Angeles after 2 days of obstructionist and violent protests of immigration raids and calls to kill ICE agents being spray painted around the city. So there have been 44 arrests, according to the ticker here at Fox. Reading from TGP here, protesters escalated the violence Saturday by throwing rocks at ICE and other federal law enforcement vehicles, leaving a raid at a Home Depot in the city of Paramount in Los Angeles County. Oh, that's low. That's low. Going to Home D and grabbing the dudes out front. Thought you guys were getting the human traffickers and stuff.
I know, right? It's funny, isn't it?
We kind of need those guys in front of Home D sometimes. All right, I'll keep my opinion out of it. Let me keep reading. Several windshields were shattered, and one agent got hit in the hand. According to photos posted by Fox News reporter Bill Milligan. Protesters also set up a barricade on a roadway and tried to physically block a U.S. Marshals Service bus. Homan spoke about deploying the National Guard in an interview with Fox News just this evening. This is a quote. This is about enforcing the law. And again, we're not going to apologize for doing it. We are stepping up. Democrat LA Mayor Karen Bass says they're going to mobilize. Well, guess what? We're ahead of the game. We're already mobilizing. We're going to bring National Guard in tonight. We're going to continue doing our jobs. We're going to push back on these people and enforce the law. So, Los Angeles, what's up? That sounds pretty crazy. Wow.
Are we entering another BLM thing, except it's going to be what? ALM? Alien Lives Matter?
I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely priming that because it's happening in multiple places. It's starting in blue states.
Yeah.
It's being spearheaded by actual politicians. Like there was a mayor or something that got arrested.
Yeah, man.
There was a senator yesterday calling for doxing of all the ICE.
Yep. And there has been some doxing, which is, not good considering the rhetoric. Let's see here. ICE raids. You're right, Brody. You gotta love our audience. They are always skeptical, as they should be. Feds with spray paint in there. Karen says riot season finally started. Was wondering what day it was this year. Yeah, it's just in time for Pride Month, I guess.
Summertime, baby.
Summertime. We got the summertime riots starting now. Broadcasting live from Los Angeles, the ICE pushback riots.
Well, it's a completely different response than 5 years ago, right? Where it was
right. They just encourage.
They can handle it themselves.
You have to let them do it. Let them blow off steam. Nope. I don't think 2025 is a good year to physically block a U.S. Marshal Service bus. It's just not a good. You're not in the right Zeitgeistian window.
Well, what would happen if they pardoned Chauvin, which they've been talking about?
I know, right? Yeah.
It's wild.
I don't think it's going to happen.
And Trump just pardoned. He made a number of pardons. Didn't he? Made a couple pardons that.
Pardoned NBA YoungBoy.
Yeah. Right. I want to know why he didn't pardon the two guys that got arrested for the We Build the Wall initiative. What's up with that? Why do we have
Great question.
a triple amputee, or is he quad maybe amputee veteran in jail? That's just wrong. That is such an easy pardon. It's such an easy story to look at, to read, and say, wait, this is wrong. Let this guy out. I mean, Trump is Mr. Build a Wall. That guy did it.
Which is why he built one, right?
Yeah.
It was pretty crazy all the time the Democrats had to spend dismantling the wall that Trump built. It was wild, man.
Right. And now we're rebuilding it again. I mean, right? Is that
ultimately all it was they were just reselling parts back and forth? Remember all that crazy shit? They're like, oh yeah, well, we're not using these parts and this and that, and then they had to buy it back at an inflated price. It was like this pump and dump scheme, which is the other theory behind these two, by the way. I was looking for the meme. I might have to recreate it. I saw it on a YouTube video, so I couldn't find the original meme. But it was Trump and Musk sitting next to each other on a couch, looking at a smartphone, laughing, having a good time. And the quotation was like, let's dump the markets again so we can buy the dip one more time.
Oh, geez.
Because every time these mothers say something or do something, the markets go all the way down. And then I've been watching it. Did it again with the markets and the cryptocurrency after this spat. And then they smoothed everything out. Same thing happens when he announces a tariff, the other guy, Trump. It goes all the way down. And then once it gets to that certain level, bam, next thing you know, it shoots right back up. So people are making a freaking killing off this crap.
Yeah, I bet they are. It'd be interesting to watch all the meme coins shift value during all this. I've seen some good ones too, man. So this guy, I love this account, doing the text to video prompts.
Noodle. But the meth seizures are up.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw Cash talking to Rogan about all the fentanyl seizures and stuff like that.
Yeah, the fentanyl's down. That's gone. Because of what they've been doing, is what they say. And now they had a 4 trillion pound blue magic meth seizure the other day.
Yeah. I love it's like you're proving a negative or something like that when you're trying to say, oh, it's not happening anymore. Like, what do you mean? I mean, is it me, or is the real metric how many Americans died, this month or this week or this year? Because for the last 4 years, it's been 100,000 every year. So, which, by the way, I don't know how they proved that. I'm having a hard, sometimes I wonder if that's really the case. But then you look at this video from the cities, and it's like, okay, maybe that might be the case.
The gif of Hulk smashing Trump, though.
Yeah, that's better, even off on the side, right? Hulk smash on the Donald. All right, no, let me just highlight this for a second, because I mentioned it, and maybe some people are unfamiliar. So, speaking of our in-person meetup, our creator conference summit that we do annually, that's where we met Dustin Stockton and Jennifer Lawrence, and they're a big part of the We Build the Wall initiative here. And they, along with some of the people I'm about to mention and a couple other partners, built a 1/4-mile section of wall in New Mexico on private property with crowdfunding. And that's no surprise, right? Because building the wall was, when it was Trump 45, building the wall was what it was all about. So this is an article from last year at AP. Co-founder of a fundraising group linked to Steve Bannon that promised to help Donald Trump construct a wall along the southern U.S. border was sentenced to 4 years and 3 months in prison for stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars from donors. That's what he was convicted of, but that's not what happened. There was literally like $1 that was unaccounted for. Brian Colfage, a decorated Air Force veteran who lost both of his legs and an arm in the Iraq War, previously pled guilty for his role in siphoning donations from the We Build the Wall campaign. Co-defendant financier Andrew Battalato was also sentenced to 3 years for aiding in the effort. He also pled guilty. And they were both ordered to pay $25 million in restitution to the victims. But what do you know? There's no victims. They can't find anyone who's saying, hey, I donated money and it didn't go to that. Like that just doesn't exist. So those guys experienced lawfare. Dustin and Jennifer experienced lawfare and debanking and depersoning. I mean, it's a hectic, it's an unbelievable story. And the fact that Trump would pardon some of these other people and not Brian Kolfage and Andrew Battalato is shameful. It's I don't know how else to state it. So when I saw he was on a spat of pardoning people, I looked to see if Brian and Andrew were on the list, and lo and behold, they weren't. They were people I'd never heard of. So pretty disappointed about that one. That's going to go in my Trump good, bad, and ugly file. That's going to go under ugly. That is just ugly that has not been rectified yet. But what do you think, Mystical Pharaoh? Is the National Guard going to roll out in downtown Los Angeles and
I think he sent it already. I'm not sure if they already rolled or not.
Dude, are we going to be watching live streams later tonight of like riots getting rounded up and stuff?
Yeah.
All right, bring it. Let's do it.
It's the rights, National Guard.
Amazing. Over ICE too. That's I mean, very predictable. This is a very predictable.
It is because we know that this is their new like Chad, and as Ruckus said, it's their new BLM.
Yeah.
But it's silly, right? Here is what just really amazes me. How many fuckers like this righted when they put sorry. How many of them rioted when they locked us down?
Yeah, none. Not until
how many
George
rioted
Floyd.
when they forced the jab and fired people for not taking it?
Canada, we give a shout out to Canada for the trucker protest.
Yeah, and what happened to them?
Yeah, they got debanked, they got depersoned, they got their lives ruined.
Yeah, so it's I don't know, man. It's just
they got
priorities
nightstick
are just
too, dude. Batoned.
Yeah, they got physically violated.
Yeah, it just I don't know if that is organic or it's pushed. My thought, it's pushed, and it's funded. That's why I don't know. It's just it always upsets me when I go back and I think when our freedoms were stolen and nobody moved an eye, and now we're seeing what we're seeing.
I know, dude. It's like falling down a hole. Like you go through back in time through the whole COVID thing, and it's like, oh my God, and then you start going back to like 9/11 and going back to JFK and just start falling down this rabbit hole of like, oh wow, this is just awful. Okay, so Deborah says live streams have been going on all day and yesterday. Here's a clip. Let's see what we got here. Come on, you piece of garbage. Play.
Turning now to a Fox News alert. Anti-ICE protesters are still rioting in Los Angeles County and setting a car on fire. You're looking at live pictures in Paramount, California right now. In the last hour, Border Czar Tom Homan told us they were sending in the National Guard to California. Lydia, the damage is just striking here that we're seeing. We also have seen reports. There's a Fox Los Angeles reporter who's just there on scene trying to cover this story. He said his car was destroyed by protesters.
Let's hope that no one is hurt and no one is injured and it doesn't escalate from here. Look at the flag. Yeah, Guy, I see
there it is.
You
Mexican
it out.
Flag can,
you know, this is criminal activity that I hope is people are held accountable for. And I'm talking about the riots right here.
Where are the cops?
Yeah, where are they? We heard earlier that Karen Bass, the mayor of LA, an allegation that she had prevented the LAPD from responding yesterday when these were first developing Guy for upwards of 2 hours or more. To your point, where are the police?
Well, the officials in this part of the country in
A question we never heard once in 2020 and 2021. Where are the police? Maybe on Fox you hear that, maybe, but
It looked like a peaceful mostly peaceful protest.
Los Angeles and
Mostly.
California
Surprised there is
are
no
too busy
Hamas
tripping
people
over
there.
themselves to attack Donald Trump and law
Just wait.
enforcement. I guess those are the cops back there to actually condemn these people doing these things. And in the intro, Alicia, you said these are anti-ICE protesters. Yes, but if you just squint, it could easily be the BLM protesters or the Free Palestine protesters or the
There you
Resist
go.
Doge protesters or the Resist ICE, in this case, protesters. It is this dirtbag coalition of leftist, violent so-called protest.
wow, there's some rhetoric right there, eh? Dirtbag protesters, violent.
I guess it's a bad time to start protesting your government, people.
Yeah, that's the main message there. If you're protesting your government's main narrative, you're a dirtbag.
Jason's got a good comment in the chat.
Man, can you believe
doing-
it?
Doing donuts around a burning car with a massive donut bakery on the corner. Where are the cops? I mean, 5 years ago, like, remember Chad? No, not Chad. Chaz Chop.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you know, every city in the world was burning. This is one car, so it's not surprising. And it's not like the LAPD has an incentive to, you know, go in and get involved from prior events in the city.
Yeah, right. You know,
I love the comment.
I mean, Karen R said it well. Where are the cops? Silly question. They were told to stand down so they don't harm the Alphabet employees running this fund. 100%. That's exactly right. You know, the cops are doing whatever Karen Bass tells them to do. And who stumped for Karen Bass to be the mayor of Los Angeles? Oh, it was Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. They flew out there to stump for her. They put a bunch of money into her campaign. And she was corrupt as all get out, like everyone in LA. They're every single one of them is compromised, and they'll all do whatever they're told to do by someone with a little more clout than they have.
The donut shop was the smoking gun. You guys figured it out.
But the
If you're gonna pull this type of stunt, it's all about location. So they took into all the factors. It's for convenience. For the,
yeah. Let's see if there's any other good footage in here. If we're just going to see the same burning Lexus the whole time.
That has been a huge problem in this country for years, and they are escalating.
Yeah, Concha, you don't see Democrats coming out with any sort of outrage over the destruction here. Their outrage is the opposite. It's over the ICE officials who were out there.
Let me give you 5 names where we're not hearing a lot from right now, except to attack these ICE officials, which is leading to attacks like this. Karen Bass, Los Angeles mayor. Gavin Newsom, California governor. Adam Schiff, who's awfully active on X and social media condemning, to Guy's point, Donald Trump. Not hearing anything from him. Eric Swalwell as well. You can't get away from this guy on social media attacking Trump. Nancy Pelosi, the former House Speaker. Where are you? This is war right now that we're seeing in terms of our federal agents being attacked and California officials doing nothing to stop it.
No, it's going to be an incredibly bad look in the next 24 to 40.
All right, well, we'll just let that live right there. We're not gonna get any more lulls out of that one, but this may escalate.
Any or all of these things might escalate. The backdrop of all of this is we might be like entering World War III again. You know, so it's like, which one is the distraction from which? I think we're past the point where each next successive, like, what the hell is going on, is just to distract us from the other thing. Because they're like, oh, the Trump fight, that's to distract us from the Palantir thing. Now, maybe all of this is to distract us from the Palantir thing, because of all of the things that has happened recently. A lot of eyeballs were opened up over the Palantir thing. So maybe there's something to that. But again, to this level of cover up and distraction, it's very likely led by one particular lobby group, all things considered, the ones who have the most hide about these things.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of that speculation going on right now, and rightfully so. Let's see here. Creative Accident sent me a Kamala Harris tweet from 6/1/20. If you're able to chip in now to the MN Freedom Fund to help post bail for those protesting on the ground in Minnesota. So there you go. Like, are we gonna see tweets like this from people on the left? Starting a
Just to be
freedom
fair,
fund.
she does this all the time. Her last series of tweets was like, "Can you please donate today to help feed starving people in America?"
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Wow, Creative Accents. I just saw your other link. I think we're too far beyond it now, but I'm going to put that in the show notes. So if you enjoyed the icebreaker tonight, you're going to want to check out the show notes on the page, which will be available at alternatecurrentradio.com.
There's a breaking update, so definitely do that.
Yeah, it is definitely breaking. It's breaking wind. Yes. Well. What else happened since we've been here last? I'm trying to think. I feel like there was another big one. I don't know. You guys got anything? Did I miss anything?
They happen
tonight?
so fast. They come and go, man.
I
It's
know,
like
man.
the news cycle is insane, bro.
It is. It's the doom scroll is we've joked about it being infinite for so long, but it's at this point it's just getting ridiculous.
I thought we were being threatened with a new virus and all of that stuff, but that disappeared. And be like, no, Trump.
Oh yeah. Right.
Okay.
We talked about that on Sunday Wire last week. If you missed Sunday Wire, we talked a little bit about that. New claims of new variants and all this crap. Is that sellable? Is the public going to buy any of that? I don't know. I've seen a few more people in the grocery store wearing the ritual muzzle of shame. So
It's interesting, or maybe it's poignant or important to point out that we have seen a lot of these switching psyops and distractions and shiny this and ADD that and all. Like a lot has changed. This is a huge change. The dynamics between these two, at least the way it's presented to the public. But there's one thing that has remained consistent and constant for quite a while now. The genocide continues. The starvation of the people in Gaza continues. The slaughters continue. The expansion plan by who continues, and it's like no matter what happens everywhere, all around us, all the effing time, and dodging all these bullets, this one thing just seems to be remaining on one solid trajectory, and that's really starting to disturb me and piss me off. Just thought I'd bring that up.
Yeah, I suppose it's maybe a good time for me to mention this also. So this is out of ArabNews.com. Cannes Film Festival to honor slain Gaza photojournalist. This happened this week. The Cannes Film Festival said Wednesday that the screening of a documentary about Gaza photojournalist Fatima Haswana, I don't pronounce her last name well, I apologize, Hasana, at the event next month would honor her work for the horror of her death in an Israeli airstrike last week. Put Your Soul on Your Hand and Walk is the name by Iranian director Sadif Farsi is to be shown at ACID Cannes at this year's May 13 to 24 festival, which runs parallel to the main competition. The film features conversations between Farsi and Hassana as the 25-year-old photographer documents the impact of Israel's devastating war on the Palestinian territory. I'm going to link this on the show page so you can check it out if you want to read more about it. But she was a guest of ours on Sunday Wire, and she was a frequent guest of Patrick Henningsen for a while there on the Patrick Henningsen show on the old TNT. And she was really great. I really enjoyed her discussions. I mean, it's not an enjoyable topic, but she was one of the people that we looked to get information from the ground, to get photos that we knew were trustworthy, and stories and all that. And it just sounds from what we're hearing that it was a targeted assault, and the fact that it came out so close to that it happened so close to her film coming out really raises some questions. So we're very sorry to see that, and that's and she's one of hundreds at this point. Hundreds of journalists have lost their lives there. It's absolutely crazy when you start looking at the stats. So, yeah, that's ongoing, and America sees it, and the world sees it. Even Greta sees it. She's. We had a really great guest on Sunday Wire last week and the week before, talking about the situation also. So follow us over there. Make sure you're checking out Sunday Wire here at Alternate Current Radio. Also available if you're watching on X. If you'd like to watch on X, that's on @21Wire, Patrick Henningson's channel, and his Rumble channel also. So Ruckus and I will be there tomorrow for the broadcast. It should be an interesting one. We'll probably cover some of the things we talk, the big stories that we're talking about today and all that. But man, I was really upset about Fatima. That just fucking sucks. I don't know what else to say.
Somebody should make it a war crime that when you're engaged in military conflicts, you should not be targeting, civilians, but especially journalists, doctors, and people delivering food and aid and medicine. They should make that against the law somewhere. That'd be cool.
Yeah, if they had that on the books.
They already did?
Oh, wait, that is on the books? Uh-oh. And it wasn't like they did a surgical strike that only took her out, as though she was anything other than a journalist, by the way. They killed her family members too, and it's unfathomable. It's inexcusable, and
that's just really smart thinking on their part. You got to give Israel props here because they know that by killing her, it will radicalize the remaining members of her family and create more enemies for them to have to fight later. Makes perfect sense, right?
Yeah, just the essence of ethnic cleansing, right? All right. Well, we'll talk about that more tomorrow on Sunday Wire, to be certain. And I think that's all I have tonight. Let me go around the room and check on you guys, see if you guys want to throw anything else out there. I'll start at the top. Mystical Pharaoh, anything else you want to throw into the boiler room tonight?
No, man. I think I'm good. Thanks for having me. I'm glad we got to do it. I was hoping to do a show, but I'm actually really tired, so I think I'm going to do that another week.
All right. Yeah, we're sorry that didn't happen tonight, but really pleased we were able to hang out here in the boiler room. It's equally enjoyable, man, and we'll look forward to your next carpet ride. If you don't know, if you're new here, Mystical Pharaoh is one of our DJs. When we do our mixtape Saturday, we play music on Saturdays. You should join us. We put links in our Discord. If you're not in our Discord, there's an invite in the main menu on our website. Mystical Pharaoh, wonderful having you. And let's get together soon off air and chat a bit. And we'll talk soon. All right.
Sounds good, man. Thank you guys. Good night.
All right. There he goes. That's Mystical Pharaoh. Baselit Analyzer, over to you, man. I know you're about to go dark for a little bit, take a bit of a breather from the screens. I'm very happy for you, and we're very pleased we were able to have you with us here tonight. Thanks for making Boiler Room sort of your last hurrah before taking a breath.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Yeah, I'll be getting some R&R for about a week. It's been a great year. I finished up the year, had some real big accomplishments. You guys, did you see my videos from yesterday when I took the Black Hawk?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Which was wild. I'd never been in a helicopter, so that was pretty.
Feel free to tell us a little bit about that if you want. You don't need to rush out of here.
Well, I have a buddy who runs the ROTC thing, and he was a combat Army Ranger colonel. And so, like, for the end of the year, getting out of the school year, he was like, they're doing a teacher thing. So do you want to take a ride in the Black Hawk? And I was like, hell yeah, dude. So we went over to the base, and they had all this, stuff or whatever, and merch and swag, and I had to sign my release to get in the Black Hawk. Got in it. We took a ride all the way around the Capitol. Went around. It was pretty wild, dude. It was fucking cool. And one of the first things that we noticed, like when we got up that high, was like just the number of churches that you see. Virginia's beautiful. It's beautiful and it's very plush, but it's just pretty majestic up there. I asked him if I could take a strafing run, down on some skinnies, and they said that that was a big negative. But death from above.
Negative Ghost Rider.
That's right. Yeah, but it was fun. And yeah, there's been a lot happening. The Russia Ukraine stuff again is probably, you know, and that's, I don't know. I don't even know how to get into it anymore, but that's I guess that's a whole other issue.
That's the other big one we didn't hit tonight. Thank you. That was the one I was forgetting to bring up tonight, was the whole Ukraine attacking Russia thing, and Hegseth saying,
That's what I implied with the World War
basically,
III
yeah, I
comment.
got you. Now it makes sense to me. Yeah, that was nutty, dude. That whole thing was absolutely bananas. Terrible, not a good look, and leaves, everybody on the Ukrainian side, if you will, to include the United States, with a target on their back. I guess I'll just leave it at that.
I heard something about that. They were saying that Putin said that, it was justified to go straight after Zelensky now, I guess, and just personally because of, I don't know, it's continuous stuff, because of what was the target that he had done? It was
Supposed to be an
civilian
airfield.
It was, yeah.
Right.
They blew up their expensive bomber jets and all this equipment that they haven't even been using in the conflict against Ukraine. They went and like they hit them dirty. It was pretty bad. It's pretty wild.
So I don't know, but hopefully peace will. Hopefully peace will happen. We'll have a pleasant, calm summer, and the world will be healed. And everything will be all right. But otherwise, we'll be watching live streams of the Shriners riding circles around burning cars. That's about all I got, though, guys. Check out my YouTube, Baselit Analyzer. Grab a membership. I've done a bunch of members things recently. I did one with Jay and Jamie last week on the new Mission Impossible. That was fun. Shouts out to our friends who are, doing big stuff. And that's about all I got, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, man. It was wonderful to have you here tonight. I hope you enjoy your time away from the screens. That's Baselit Analyzer bunching out, everybody. Make sure you go over to his YouTube, Baselit Analyzer. Give it a subscribe, a follow, and all that good stuff. Ruckus, over to you, man. Any saved rounds? Final thoughts. Get us out of here.
Yeah, let's just get us out of here, because I'm sure if I can come up with any saved rounds, which I can't right now, I'll probably bring it up on Sunday Wire or on Monday on Weaponized News. Hey, speaking of which, make sure you check out, I co-host Weaponized News alongside Sam Chaney. That's his program. It's a good one. I think you all will enjoy it if you like the Boiler Room and Sunday Wire and the way that we think as far as certain things are concerned. I think you will not be disappointed, and it's a good way to get caught up on all the crazy news events that are happening. I don't know how the guy does it every day, 2 hours. But I'm on there every Monday. If I don't make it on a Monday, I'm usually on there on a Wednesday. And then if I usually, from my incredibly crazy life, find the time to add a post on the Alternate Current Radio website, I do. It's under Roundabout Ruckus, which is where you find my recent appearances on Weaponized News and other podcasts that I've been on. I'm going to be doing something real soon with our friend Jamie Hanshaw. I'm very much looking forward to that. Again, that's where you'll be able to find it. So always make sure you're checking in on us over there at the good old alternatecurrentradio.com website, which might be going through some upgrades and some changes very, very soon that might blow your mind, and you might have a good time. So make sure it's at least a spot to know where to go, even if you forgot what's the name of the Rumble channel for Boiler Room. I don't know, C-19986. Just go there, click the FAQ button, how to watch Boiler Room videos, and it takes you directly to the different channels, including BitChute. I'm not sure if we still use BitChute. If we don't,
our BitChute our BitChute is stagnant. I must admit, it's stagnant. I've been meaning
so
to
go
in
to
there
BitChute.
Yeah, don't go there. That's not the spot. We'll get in there and backfill it eventually. But for now, Rumble,
we'll fix it.
Rumble, alternatecurrentradio.com is your best spot for newest Boiler Rooms for sure.
Period. Yeah, you'll always find it right there on the homepage or on the Boiler Room show page. So there's all of that. And then I guess I will leave. I wanted to share, this was a great post by one of my favorite Twitter or X accounts. The X account is, holy crap, where is it? It's just the thought is what I think it's a she goes by. It's at E_GALV. You might know this account. But I think it's a she, but they say people want to be right and smarter than the rest. They want to be part of the group, whichever one that may be. They want to be in the know and feel like they're privy to information. They want to be entertained endlessly. What they don't want, however, is reality. So I agree wholeheartedly with everything that she had to say there, which is why I belong to the Social Rejects group and none other. Thanks for having me. God bless each and every one of you, and may God save this republic. Ruckus out.
All right. Thanks, Ruckus. Yeah, that's right. Social Rejects Club, pretty much the only thing worth belonging to in a world where belief and belonging are pretty much weaponized and used to set us all astray. So thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We'll look forward to seeing you again real soon. Check us out tomorrow at what time will that be? 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 Central, noon Eastern, 5 p.m. UK time for Sunday Wire with Patrick Henningsen. Ruckus and I will be there, and we'll peace out. See you next time.
That's it. Go ahead and run. Run home and cry to mama.